Hello everyone, my name is Baptiste Dubessay, and today I'm going to show you some of the tools I made for my final year project at Supinfogame France. So our game is a kind of point-and-click adventure action game. It's played in first-person view, and it's set in East Berlin in the 1960s. So our game relies a lot on story and storytelling and narration. So we need to produce a lot of content, a lot of situations. And to do so, I made some custom tools for level design purpose, so that while we do the level design, we don't have to script so much things, and we don't have to go into code. So today I'm going to show you some of these tools and how they work. So here we have a simple point-and-click-like situation, where my player has to search this cupboard right here for information. And but there is a problem. There is this little NPC here that is supposed to tell the player to stop trying to search the cupboard if he tries to search it. So this obstacle, the player will have to overcome this obstacle by creating a diversion, which is simply going to switch off the lights here, so that the NPC may go all the way from here to there in order to switch the lights back on. And during this time frame, the player will be able to search the cupboard discreetly. So how will we do it within this editor? So as you know, Unity doesn't have any visual scripting tool or anything. So if I want to do this, I would have had to do it using C# or JavaScript. But thanks to the tools I developed for the game, I will be able to do this situation without writing any line of code. So I'm going to show you how right now. Alright, so let's start by creating the reaction of the NPC to the player trying to open the cupboard. So first I'm going to open my dialog editor right here. So then I'm going to click on my NPC in order to edit its dialogues. So here you can see that this is my dialog editor. So the NPC line will be, "Hey you, stop searching that cupboard," for example. So yeah, if it was for the real game I would make some better dialogues, but here it's just for the example's sake. So the player won't be able to answer anything, so I'm going to delete all the possible answers of the player. The player will just have to say OK here. He will say OK, sorry. And it will end the dialogue. So here we go, we have one, let's click save the dialogue. So here we have one small line for my NPC, so that when the player tries to open the cupboard, the NPC will react. So now I'm going to link this dialogue to the cupboard itself. So to do this, I'm going to open my visual scripting tool, my Kismet-like visual scripting tool. So here we have a small box which is an interactive object event that I can link to an interactive object in the scene. So I'm going to link it to my cupboard. So you cannot see it, but there is an interactive object here. And then I'm going to use a start dialog box right here in order to start the dialogue of the NPC if the player interacts with the cupboard. So where is my NPC? This one. Okay, so here I can choose which line he will tell, but since he has only one line here, it's this line that will be used. Then actually it's not quite right to do it this way, because what I need to do is add a condition, which will be if the NPC can see the player or not. So to do this, I'm going to create a variable which is a boolean named I don't know, like NPC sees player, and which is true by default. Then I'm going to break the link between these two boxes and add a condition which is a check bool, So this condition will check if NPC sees player is true or false. If it is true, it will start the dialog, and if it's false, it will do something else. So now let's create the boxes for the case if the NPC cannot see the player. So that means that the player will be able to open the doors. So to open the doors, I'm going to use two move object boxes, and I'm going to select the cupboard's doors. So here they are, and drag and drop it into the box so that these boxes will make the doors move. So the left one will have to rotate by 90 degrees, I think, maybe minus 90. And the right one will have to rotate by 90 degrees. So if the NPC cannot see the player, then move these two objects and open the cupboard. Let's try this. So I'm going to put this aside and hit play. Alright, so I've pressed play, and here I am in the room. I can move around in the first person view, and there is my NPC. And if I try to open the cupboard, then the NPC tells me, hey you, stop searching that cupboard. And I cannot open it, because the NPC is actually seeing me right now. So what I need to do is to go there and switch off the lights, so that he may go here in order to switch it back on. So now let's implement this part on the Kismet. So first we need a patrol for the NPC so that he may move to the switch. So let's create a patrol using the patrol editor. So here is my patrol editor. I just click on the NPC and I can edit its patrol. So I'm going to create a new path, which will be called go to lights. And in order to create my path, all I need to do is go in the scene view right here and press P. So here is my first node, second node, and so on, all the way up to the light switch. So this is to go to the lights, and maybe I will create another one to go back to its initial position. So go back to cupboard. Let's delete the nodes we had for the previous one. Here is a little error. Okay, so 0 is at the right place. Let's move the node 1 here. Nice. So, and here you go, back to its initial position. So now we have our patrols for the NPC. In the go to lights patrol, I'm going to make the NPC stop at the third node. So I'm going to click on this node, check stopping, and specify that the NPC will stop for 3 seconds. And then I will make the interaction with the light possible for the player. So that's it for the paths. Here you can see that this little cube here has an interactive object script on it, and I'm going to link it to the Kismet by creating another interactive event. So this is another interactive event. I'm going to link it to the cube, which I think is just called cube for now. Okay. So there you go, my switch is linked to the interactive object box here. So when the player will press it, it will do whatever is next to this box. So what will it do? It will toggle off the lights first. So then let's use the activate object box. This box allows me to activate or deactivate any game object in the scene. So here I have an empty game object which contains all the lights of the scene, and I will use it as an object to switch all the lights off. So when I'm going to use this object, it's going to deactivate all the lights in the scene, and at the same time it will change the NPC nav behavior, the navigation behavior of my NPC, from don't move to patrol. So let's select the NPC, which is NPC lights. It will walk its path, and which path will it walk? It will walk the go to lights path as soon as the lights are deactivated. Then let's add another event. Wait, before we do this, we need to set the boolean, which is NPC can see player, to false, because the NPC has just started moving. So NPC sees player is now false. Then another interactive event. No, sorry, not an interactive event. The NPC is at point event. This particular type of event will trigger only if the specified NPC, so the NPC light here, goes on a certain point in its path. So here in the go to light path, if the NPC reaches the node 3, which is the last node of the path, which is here, then I will switch the lights back on. So activate object, then the light group in the scene, light group, it will activate it back on. Then it will make the NPC go back to its initial position. So again we change the nav behavior of the NPC lights to walk path and to its go back to cupboard path, and then we'll use one last event, which is again NPC is at point for the same NPC, but this time on the go back to cupboard path. Once we reach the end of this path, then we go back to our don't move state. So another change nav behavior. So the NPC here, from walk path to don't move at all, and that's it. Finally, we set the boolean back to true, so that the player may not open the cupboard. So NPC sees player is now true. Alright, so the whole situation should be working now. We're going to do a quick test. Let's play. Alright, so let's try it. So here you can see that the NPC does not let me open the cupboard first. Okay, so now let's go and switch off the lights. Click. Oh, now the lights are off. The NPC is rushing to the switch in order to switch it back on. And once the lights are back on, it goes back to its initial position. And when it's back to its initial position, I cannot search the cupboard again. So, okay, his position is a bit offset here, but it's easy for me to tweak it and to make it go back to its real initial position. So now let's try to be quick and go open the cupboard before the NPC goes back to its position. So here we go. And now I can open it freely and search the cupboard quickly while the NPC is away. So that's it. We have a working situation, and I made it in a few minutes with a few clicks without having to write any line of code. Alright, that's it for today's demonstrations. So these were the tools I made using Unity's editor classes. And as a level designer, I can tell you that these tools are very, very useful, and that they really allow us to prototype our ideas quickly and to be more efficient in our production. So that's it. Thank you for your attention, and have a good day.